How do you market to flips versus subdivides? And how do you bring those warm leads in?
That is with mail, and the subdivides get an offer that's a two-page letter and a nice envelope and proper. It's a little bit not formal in language. I think we're quite folksy and comfortable in our tone in how we approach sellers with both mailers, but we break down like a tiered offer. So a cash offer, an owner finance, and then a partner with us get the offer price. And then post split, we can figure out a percentage of the post split after the project wraps.
That's an interesting angle. I don't hear that much. So, are all those offers on the mailer that you send out, the cash offers, owner financing offer, and the partner with us, or is it just one price and then they have all those options of how to swing it?
Actually, on those, we don't put a price
Yeah.
because they just take more time, and we want to be able to give them a thoughtful number, not just a blind offer number. And so the three options are on it, but there isn't a number on that letter.
What do you think the drawback to people doing the partner with us? It seems like that would be an obvious option for most people. Why do people choose not to do that?
I think it's a little bit unconventional. So if they aren't familiar with it, or it sounds a little strange, or they just don't understand it, I think it could be intimidating. Mary does a pretty awesome job of talking it through. Actually, she can speak to that. But then the other piece would be the time factor. So if you figure, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
on our letter it says it'll take between 12 and 18 months for that project to finish. If it's somebody who just wants a cash offer because they have another purchase and they need to move capital to another area, or whatever, then it wouldn't be a good fit for them.
Like
Makes a
today,
lot
for
of sense.
example, I had a call for a property and he was asking a lot of money and he wants to turn it into commercial property. And I said, well, that's fine. What's your asking price? And it was pretty high. And I said, oh, it sounds like that's after the entitlements. And I just asked him, are you familiar with how this process works? And he said, not really. And I said, okay, sometimes we partner with people. And so he was open to it. And I just straight up asked him, instead of beating around the bush, do you need the money now? Because if you do, then we won't be able to do this. But if you don't, we're definitely willing to drop the plan for you if you're interested, because it takes a long time to do the research and drop the plan and see if it's even worth it for us. But I think probably the one reason people don't want to do it is they don't fully understand it. So I'm trying to get better. It's not like an opportunity that comes along every day, but I'm trying to like figure out what's the best way to break it down in steps for them so that it's not overwhelming. And what are you talking about? Because I know that's how I would feel if somebody was like, wait, I was hoping you'd just give me a number and we'd
Yeah.
be done. So this guy is really open to it. So tonight we'll take a closer look and see if it's something that we aren't want to take on. And he's easy to work with. But there's been other ones that are like, nah, I'll just do it myself. We're hoping they'll come back to us because it's not just like that easy to do.
Yeah, that makes sense because I guess the main selling point for getting a deal on a flip is how quickly and easily you can do it and that they can have cash in hand in 30 or 60 days. And so, yeah, you throw that out the window for this other idea. But that's really interesting. Can you put some numbers around, maybe even just a hypothetical? Let's say it's a 50 acres, $100,000. They're wanting 5 grand an acre. Like, what type of offer might you make someone? Or you can talk about, if you want, about the deal you're currently doing. What do the percentages and splits look like? What might a deal look like? Partner with us.
Yeah, I think the offer would be close to the cash offer would be close to what all of us would do, like 50%, or maybe in this case, maybe 60. It depends on if it's a higher priced property, maybe 60%, 70%. And then I have a table that I use when I underwrite for funding someone else's deal. So I actually used that table and transferred it over for this. So just excuse me, for the value adds, what will the surveyor cost? What will the perk test run? Are we adding any taps? Those kinds of things, those costs. And so once we look at the base price, take away the cost, figure out what the profit would be, and then the conversation would be, okay, so on top of the cash offer, what would the split need to look like? And then that would have to be a one-on-one negotiation with the seller. And then our cut would need to make sense for the amount of time we put into the project. And then understanding that we haven't put any of our initial capital in, but we do cover the value adds. And that's the same for if we fund a deal, we just have to be ready with whatever it's going to cost to get the property split, or in this case, entitled.
Very unique.
Yeah, and this guy did say today, I forgot to mention, I can't really partner with you. I don't have any money. And I'm like, you do have money because your land is worth money, and we will do buying all the survey and extra work that needs to be done. We take care of that. So your money comes from the land. We'll pay you at least. So he was like, oh, okay. So this one could work.